Hello, my name is Renee Zimmerman. I'm 49 years old, young, you decide, from Middletown, New Jersey, and I'd like to introduce you to me, my love affair with food, my absolute desire to see the rest of the world, and introduce you and tell you a little bit about how I have discovered some of the best and some of the most unique experiences in food throughout my limited amount of traveling, which I'd love to expand upon. And where I was introduced to food in the first place, which was from my mom. She's Italian-American, and my dad was a German-American, and because of the fire and ice situation going on in the kitchen at all times, my mother was always challenged to do better and bigger and bolder things with food from my father's non-stop desire to see things get to the ultimate perfection. And German Marine, that's not a surprise. My funniest little moment with food recently was when I went into the seafood, the fishmonger, the seafood store where I typically buy my fish, and saw that one of his catches was actually trying to commit hara-kiri, and I got there just in the nick of time, and fortunately was able to salvage him from hara-kiri to ultimately get him home to my grill, where 15 pounds of fun was roasted, toasted, and absorbed into my life. So if you think that anything this big eats tough, you're crazy. It's all about the way you cook it. And this ate like a lobster steak that I'll probably never have again, because 15 pounds of fun like this is hard to find. So with that said, I'd like to tell you about another little moment I had in my life. I was in Peru, in Machu Picchu, in fact, and was visiting a Peruvian family with the rest of my cohorts in crime on that little bus tour, and most of whom are Americans, and most of whom skeeve everything they say. But we were introduced to something that's almost a staple in their diets, and something that we're not accustomed to seeing in this environment. So I'm going to come up and show you this. It's something we typically buy for our younger children and stick on a wheel with little toys and so forth. And the lucky ones get to sit and live under the pots and breed pretty creatively and quickly. And the less likely ones go screaming in fear when they see the fork coming and end up like this. The little rodent roasted, and I will tell you that if you think it eats like a chicken, talks like a chicken, walks like a chicken, does anything like a chicken, you're dead wrong. It's a small rodent, and it's more sweet than succulent because it is a small little rodent, and it's kind of weird because we're actually really used to seeing it do this and little balls and bells and other things, and we do other things like that. Anyway, so that was kind of a couple of little fun experiences I had recently, but one of my most favorite things about that experience in particular is the fact that these are free range. These are living, breathing animals that live amongst the populace that are actually enjoying them. And it's unfortunately something that we've really lost a lot of in our own food source. One thing that comes to mind very quickly is how many of the farms that I grew up with, eating peaches were, dripping out of my face and grabbing them off the trees, and strawberry picking and cutting my own broccoli out of the middle of the stem, and seeing all of those things and enjoying all of the real vitamin-packed, beautiful flavors of all of those fruits and vegetables. And unfortunately, because of development, because of where our economy went for so many years, which was actually my career move for many years in commercial real estate financing, we saw a lot of those farmers lose, sell, profit by giving up their farms and selling them over to development. And that's very unfortunate for all of us. What it's led me to do is actually create my own farm, my own composting, and my own development of my own backyard to actually produce a lot of the fruits and vegetables that I'll be eating in my future for time to come. So with that said, that's for another day. We'll actually get to go outside and check that out another time. But with that said, I'd like to introduce you to some of the food that I made for us today, which is I marinated from some mint that just started blooming for me, which it's a beautiful weed that just grows and grows and grows. So some beautiful spearmint, some garlic, shallot, olive oil, salt, and pepper. We roasted this on the grill with some portobello mushroom. And in here, I did something that's a little more wintry, but I did it on the grill, which really makes it very fun because I love that. When I did my, when I went to culinary school in 2004 and graduated with highest honors, I actually did my externship at V Steakhouse, a Jean-Georges restaurant, which unfortunately came and went pretty quickly, but taught me and really enhanced my love of the grill and taught me that you can do anything you want on the grill and really take all of those, take any kind of a flavor and really give it that grill and that beautiful flavor of the charbroil that is so wonderful about grilling. But what I did today was butternut squash, Basque pears, and put some sun-dried craisins and pecan and some Danish blue cheese and mixed all of that together and grilled that all up to make this beautiful mousse, basically. Let's give that a taste and see what that tastes like. Oh, that's good. Crap, that's good. Wow, that's really good. I knew that was going to be good, but man, that's better than I even thought. The textures are beautiful because what I did was I chunked up the grilled Basque pears and I moussed the roasted butternut squash, and then I added in afterwards the sun-dried cranberry, the pecan was a last-ditch effort, and then the melted Danish blue that you see. Oh man, and I put it back on the grill. That's just awesome. Wow. God, I'm going to go back to that for a second. Wow, I really need to enhance that for a second. This is a gorgeous Cabernet that I chose because I've got really big flavors here. Even though they're a little bit more wintry and a little bit richer than you typically expect for a summer grill, these are gorgeous flavors, and there's no reason that you have to cut yourself off from these kinds of flavors just because it's getting into warmer weather. That just works so well. You have the earthy richness of this big full-bodied Cabernet. Beautiful berry on the back, which really brings out that cranberry, just comes back up into your mouth. And this sharp and the salt and the pungent of the Danish blue cheese, that's just amazing. And let's try our little lamb chop. Oh man, it's perfect. That is a perfect medium rare. Wow, that's perfect. Oof. All right, I'm salivating as I'm looking at it. You know what? Is there anything better than a lamb chop on a grill, especially when you've marinated in fresh mint and garlic? Oh, God, that's good. And so tender. Marinated, that olive oil, salt, and pepper, and that mint and that garlic, and that, oh my God, that's really good. And I'm going to just toast it off with, oh, that's good. Wow, that's good. Ooh. Oh, and with the Cabernet, oh my God, you can just die today. Oh. All right, I'm good. I'm really good. That's me being amazed with me. But that's also about taking my Italian heritage and not making, you know, I'm sure you were thinking I was going to plate up a pot of macaroni, and you know what? That's not what we do. Learning how to work with the soil and the nutrients and creating really back-to-earth kind of recipes using all of the things that are available to you. A grill, a saute pan, you know, all the different techniques that are wonderful. This is my summer favorite thing to do. Utilize that grill. I do it all year long, but especially in the summer when you don't want to heat up the house and you don't want to have all that smell going on. And that's damn good. So, I'm going to finish off by saying, hope to see you again. And what's next? Now let's eat.